Hello, my name is Blake Patterson, and welcome to Afro Reviews. After 2 months, I am finally uploading my Best of 2020 list. To start off, let's mention a few honorable mentions. Driveways, the last film with Brian Dennehy, is like a warm hug in a cold world. David Fincher's Mank, despite its thin portrait of Orson Welles, is a mesmerizing attack on the mainstream industry for its greed and corruption. Sofia Coppola's On the Rocks is the most underrated film in this list because of how it surprisingly satirizes male politics through a wonderfully witty performance by Bill Murray. The best animated movie of the year is a touching, funny, and creative tribute to the joys and fears of life. This movie would be Soul. As a fan of The West Wing and A Few Good Men, The Trial of the Chicago 7 was a superb piece of writing and filmmaking from the talented Aaron Sorkin. Even though the film is a bit too long, Sorkin and his cast capture the political distress and humanity of the era. Number 10, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Despite the staginess of the production, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is an emotional knockout with two brilliant performances from Viola Davis and the late Chadwick Boseman. George C. Wolfe finds the heart, soul, and genius of August Wilson's play about the conflicts of racial tension and exploitation in the music industry. Number 9, One Night in Miami. The marketing campaign for Regina King's directorial debut might suggest the mood of Driving Miss Daisy, but King, Kemp Powers, and a gifted cast capture a fascinating and thought-provoking portrait of racial tensions in the 60s. What is even more remarkable about this film is how it leads to one of the most devastating climaxes in recent memory, because it is very honest about the lives these men will have after this night. Number 8, First Cow. Deemed as the movie of the year by many mainstream critics, Kelly Reichardt's First Cow was one of the first movies to be released in theaters before the pandemic, but Reichardt's beautiful film was like a McCabe and Miss Miller for the Trump era. Number 7, Bad Education. Despite HBO's failure to consider this as a movie, Bad Education is much more than the average TV movie. Corey Finley's Bad Education assesses the deception and corruption of American politics with a marvelous performance from Hugh Jackman. Number 6, Mangrove. Mangrove is the best and most powerful entry of Steve McQueen's Small Axe anthology, where McQueen examines the untold story of how several protesters fight for their rights against a corrupt police department. Mangrove acts less like a history lecture and more like an emotional exploration of bigotry. Number 5, The Father. Florian Zeller's film adaptation of his play is a haunting portrait of a man's struggles with dementia and how his condition impacts everyone around him, particularly his daughter. Anthony Hopkins delivers his best performance since The Silence of the Lambs. Number 4, Possessor. Brandon Cronenberg's Possessor is the best horror movie since Ari Aster's Hereditary because of its originality, tension, and insight. This is an intelligent psychological study of violence and how it infects others. Possessor is a haunting work of art from a young, brilliant talent. Number 3, Another Round. Thomas Vinterberg's Another Round is a brilliant and intelligent examination of alcoholism and emotional dissatisfaction because it can be wondrously alive and devastatingly honest. It is difficult to resist the intoxicating ecstasy of the performances and this motion picture. Number 2, Nomadland. Chloe Zhao's Nomadland is such a humane and somber portrait of poverty in America, with a fantastic performance from Frances McDormand. Unlike Netflix's Hillbilly Elegy, Nomadland is a motion picture where the filmmaker understands her characters as human beings, the best movie Terrence Malick never created. And number 1, Minari. Lee Isaac Chung's Minari is the best piece of political artistry since Sean Baker's The Florida Project. Chung examines the joys and pressures of an immigrant family pursuing the American dream on a farm in Arkansas during the Reagan era, a very human and deeply moving work of art. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great night.